when fishing, let alone in the winter, it's always a good idea to keep an eye on the water, looking for signs, bubbles, fish rolling, poking their heads out, flat spots from when they shit bait out, oily bait out, hemp, oilies, pellets. All of these little signs are clues we're looking for. Come on, where are you? There's been some bubbles for this northerly hit, straight in front of the rods, halfway across. So they're out there doing it. Also, people ask me how do you approach a new water? Well, unless you've got inside information, I would definitely start in the centre of the lake, fan the rods out, looking for signs, even fish the lines a little bit tighter, trying to get liners. If you see anything, move straight away. Give it a few hours, if not, then move a few swims up, other side of the lake. They're all simple things to do. Gaining knowledge gives you clues where the fish might be. So I keep thinking about that back bay in the distance there. In the right. Read that channel there. Also as well, I've noticed over many years, not just winter fishing, but let's just call it winter fishing at the moment, being at least halfway up on a cold wind, like what's happening out here. We've got a northerly blowing from left to right, and even like right up, if you've got a place you can see through the barbecue there, really calm up there. Reeds as well, slightly shallower up that end. Them sort of places, reeds, snags, round a relatively shallow water as well, can definitely hold fish, I would say mostly during the day, but like when you've got this sort of wind out here, look, it's like blowing away from me over the top of where I'm fishing. I wouldn't fancy like fishing down there in the teeth of it sort of thing when it comes right round, or like what's over there on the left, but nothing's written in stone, so these are the things you have to try and find out where they are, what they're doing. Also as well, what's the point in putting loads of bait in? You might as well just try and get a bite. That's how I fish a lot of the time. Once I've got location, then I put a bit of bait in the next time, but spread it around. Sort of bottoms I like to fish on as well. Don't really like fishing on like hard gravel. Springtime it's covered in silt, yeah, definitely fishing it, but me, I like the weed. At this time of the year, a lot of the weed is gone, so you're fishing over or on silt for me then. I'm not worried if it's thick, black, smooth silt, clean, whatever, as long as it's silty, and I would feel the lead down to indicate this. When I'm feeling leads down as well, I like to sort of try and get different drops on each rod, like a harder but soft drop. It's hard to explain to people, but not like a crack down on hard gravel. I mean, alright, more so I could do this with like what I call dark side fishing with bottom baits. Chodding, definitely not interested in doing any of that, apart from like when I say in the spring I'm fishing over silkweed. once you've got location, then put some bait out. You don't have to go mental, and then it's sort of working for you for next time. Say you're not going to be back till the following week and the water's fairly close to you, then turn up. Just walk around the lake, gather a bit of information. If no one's about, especially after dark, then put some bait in. Don't bait over the top of people when they're fishing, but if you get there in the night and someone's over the other side, then, you know, put it out. They can hear what you're doing, but no one knows exactly where it is. You've got to protect what you're doing. I like playing games, different baits and that, leaving them hanging around and stuff like that, so people think they know what you're doing. It keeps what I call them, the sheep shaggers, in check. But you're always, especially me, I like to think I'm one step at least ahead of these, ahead of the pack. Playing games is good for the heart and it's good for the soul. It does the others' heads in. And once you've got their heads in, they ain't fishing. Anyway, I've got to get back to a bit of book writing. Hopefully one of these rods will go soon. Weather's turning for the worst. Big northerly on the water now. Driving and it's flipping. Driving cold rain out there. Also things to watch as well is the sign could come from like a diving bird, i.e. a coot, a tufty, spooking as it dives down. Coots, you see him sort of suddenly like raise his head and back off. That could be the sign, and I would honestly cast at things like that. I mean, tufties work in a certain area, coots work in a certain area, especially this time of year. And that's what they feed on the bottom, in the bottom. So it shows you there's like a natural food larder. You start working out where birds are working in certain areas of the lake. This can give you the jackpot location in the winter. Right, I've woken up this morning and a horrible feeling, 2 days and a night, nothing's happening. I've seen the odd fish at night, nothing during the day. So with the book writing done, it's time to probably leg it somewhere else. So I'm now going to pack up, I'm on the move to another lake. Looking out from a new water. It's an irrigation reservoir. It's about 9 or 10 acres with depths up to 35 foot. Name of the lake is Highbridge, near Thetford. Now I'm fishing just out in front of me here. I've seen 2 fish got here this afternoon. Out in front of here. The only features you've got here is the bottom of the lake and the shelves which go all the way round the lake. So I've got baits in about 22 to 34 foot at the moment. Look at this mist coming in, really moody. Been cold all day. It's felt really hot in the sun, but the frost has stayed like this all day in the shade. And you can see how high up I am. I'm about, I don't know, 20 or 25 foot up. They go to about 35 in here. I just thought it might be a good place in the winter, being deeper water. Not a lot of people fish here, so I thought, right, sod it, if nothing happened at Borough Castle, I'm coming over here. So, I don't know, what's it, from Lowestoft, 50 miles, something like that. So it's still fairly close to home, closer than what I'm sort of like normally used to. Fishing dark side rigs on the bottom, B175s, blowback rigs. I've got one rod on a double 15mm bottom bait, two on 20 mils with a 16 mil tipper, white chocolate, and what's that other one, pineapple and butric. And then I got another one that's on a 16 mil, what are they, vortex with a bookerberry, no, a white chocolate pop-up. So I'm just fishing basically snowmen, 3 with pop-ups, 1 hard on the bottom. It is moody, this weather coming in here, so cold. I've got a heater in here now, so like you have to carry the old gas bottle about, but when you're doing any of this keeping warm in the winter, you know, with cookers and stuff, you know, I will say, for fuck's sake, make sure you got ventilation, because you don't want to get like dead. So there's the gas bottle. Where is it? If the oxygen levels drop dangerously low, which I would never shut the door up fully and all that, it's got a cut-off point in there, so it just turns itself off. I know it works because I tried it in my van. So I mean, the whole thing was about 150 quid with the gas bottle. I mean, these conditions, I mean, it does look alright, to be honest. Seen 2 fish, just both poke their heads out, come straight round into the zone. Had a slow setup, just sitting on the bed chair before all this sort of started happening, setting up the rigs and that. Just wanted to see, you know, if anything else started showing. They must know I'm here, because nothing else has happened, unless we missed the end of, like, it's a morning show basically. So tonight I'll be walking around in the dark, keeping an ear out, because I'm expecting fish to show. Like deep water pits are like, they go on for ages. It stays, I mean, the temperature just doesn't change a lot down there, so with everyone not fishing here as well, it's like, keep the old bait going in. I mean, dare I show you? Look, no, I better not. Get a load of like knockers, you know what I mean? Too much bait. I've got a cooler box full anyway. Got all sizes as well, 12 mils, 15s and 20s. So I'm going to put a bit in here, and I've got my old mate Gunter Mollusk, as I named him years ago. It was all about a porn movie, like, he's a little short geezer, so you've got to be a bit nice. But when we were watching this years ago, me and Marky Mark, before we went to Sandown one night, and we just thought, this is Gunter Mollusk, so we named him, you know what I mean? But they're the good old days, and we're going to have a social next week. But this, you can see this coming in moody all the time. This was clear like 10 minutes ago. I thought I better get a bit of blogging, because I've got an extra week before Sam comes and picks it up and sorts it all out. See that? Mega cold. Did you notice? I'm fishing like bobbins, sort of tight. Look. Well, what I'm doing here is, like, I want to pick up any liners, see where they're going. I mean, I'm using that Vision rock bottom, so it's like going to be now. I've got lead core leaders on. I've even got like tungsten weighted tubing on a rod, on a rig, sorry. And I just want to know if I get any liners. So if I get liners inside where I'm fishing, I know, like, basically I should be nearer. So I've got a rod in, say, I put the marker out 32 foot, and that was no more than maybe 18 yards, 15 yards out, right? And I cast to the right of that, and that's in about 34, right? Yeah, and then I've like staggered them from the right at 34, and then come like down through the left and got closer and closer and closer. So I would presume the left hand rod should be in around 20 to 22 foot, but you just don't know. It's deep water. This is moody, unreal place. I like this. No one here as well. So I think as well, with the lack of people, because I've got a bit of information about it, fishing it when it gets really cold, they don't get a lot of bait as such. I think they'll be up for a munch. So just got to like keep the bait going in, get location, you know, straight away. Within, I come round here with Gunter, right? Yeah. Well, his name's Lee anyway, right? Yeah, but Gunter, that's what we call him, Gunter Mollusk. And we saw one straight away, and then when I went back to the van, just sort of he saw another one. But since then, it's like we've arrived, they've shown us, and it's been another couple of hours and we've seen nothing. So don't really know, we'll have to see what happens. But you know, when you come to a new water you never fished before, you seem to be a lot more keener to sort of like find them. I know it's winter and it's cold. I've made that all easier, of course, with the old convector heater, but you just need them signs, and I've got them early signs here. So basically there's no bars in the lake, it's just the only feature is the bottom of the lake in 30 odd foot of water, and then you've got the shelf which goes from 0 down to 30 odd foot. So it's just finding where they'll come in and take. So, but what I want to do, and I've had the odd little trip here in the summer, is fish out, just try out in the lake a bit, right? Yeah, because I don't really see anyone fishing out in the lake, so they seem a bit paranoid about 30 odd foot of water, which is, if it's their home, what's 30 foot of water? It's nothing, is it? Anyway, I'm going to get watching, right? Yeah, I've got to do some sort of writing, or I've got to do even more tomorrow, so I'll see what's going on. I've got this house up just before this damp coming, so Seb, where's my Forester, right? Yeah, with a winter skin, I need it. You're a nightmare on them texts. Anyway, can't see any sheep shaggers here, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to have to keep captures a bit secret what I'm doing, because I don't want them coming back watching me. Anyway, I'm off. Bloody hell, that was a cold night. Even the lines look like blooming shark fishing gear. Minus God knows what with a heavy fog. I love it when you come onto a new water and it's like the excitement of like seeing them, let alone in the winter. Anyway, they've just started to show over there to the right, just over that side there, just on the wind line there, above my nail. I thought, well, it was about half an hour ago I woke up and I thought, just out here I saw one, or heard one, sorry, and then bang. But I was going to walk, and then I walked one time round and it was like so foggy, you couldn't see nothing. It would have just been if you heard them. So like I decided just to sit, camp and watch a couple of films. And having this convector heater in here makes it even more sweeter. So I'm not getting cold and stuff like that. But today, you know, any signs today, I'm going to get rods on them. But I've got a mate coming down for a social with me, Jed Kent. So we'll see what happens. But I've got to like do some writing, so he's going to have to pay off for a couple of hours and leave me alone. One I thought I heard, or something I heard roll out here. That was close, definitely close. Just that sound. I'm sort of 99% sure it was a carp, to be honest. So blooming cold out there. The buzzers don't even work, which is mad. Little things have changed, like you know, I'm fishing dark. Just seen one stick its head out on the wind. That's bizarre. On the dark side I put like 4 ounce like leads. They're square leads, but it ain't because of the squareness. There's nothing to do with it. It's just I thought fishing so deep down, I want to be able to like get a decent hook hold. So I'm already thinking maybe some changes today, but I wouldn't even know if I've got any liners because the buzzers don't work. Fish just rolled over my right hand rod, bang on cue. So let's hope something happens. Maybe it's already like I'm trying to sort of piece things together, but maybe it's like when we got here yesterday, it was like basically the end of them showing. So maybe in the mornings at the moment, from first light, this is when they start to like stick their heads out. But I made sure I was up, nice strong coffee, and I'm just sitting here watching. So again, like middle of a bank, I've got the wind blowing from right to left. I wouldn't want to be down there because it'd be savagely cold. down on the left on the wind, and I'm just on the wind line in front of me. I'd expect them to be, well, seeing that one over there has done me head in already, but maybe because it's a deep water it's different. There you go. What's this now? We're now like 12th of December, so it's not like the ideal place to come on a water this time of the year, but getting here, just like learning stuff, and I'm not saying I'm going to stay here and all that, but I'm going to have odd trips, because I think this will definitely fish. They ain't seem like they, well, I spoke to a mate last night, and like I thought about it, not a lot of people fish here, and I wouldn't think they see a hell of a lot of bait. So if I start loading it up, and sometimes you find like winter waters and it fishes because no one's ever been here. So if I like start like what I call Uncle Jim's natural food larder and get a load of bait out there, I think it'll be the one. But it's just gathering information. Where are they? Like each sighting, I log it in my head against a tree, what bank it is, etc, etc. But I'm seeing more fish. I mean, that's the first one I've seen on the wind. So everything I've seen really is like just into the wind and like in the calm of it, which is what I thought what I thought would happen. Anyway, I'm going to get watching because it's freezing, right? Yeah, I'm going to get watching. Anyway, I'll let you know what's happening. Right, it's about 40 minutes before dark. The lines are finally thawed out, and they don't look like bloody shark lines. Decided to recast them all, so I've now moved 2 rods further to the right here. Put one straight out. The one here, sorry, is about 30 yards, 2 together in 26 and 32 foot, and I've got one out here at, I don't know, 60, 70 yards with just a bag. Snowman, of course. And then I've got one down towards the pump, just on a little bag. See what happens. Seen more fish over. Wow, look at that for sunrise. This is unreal. Still cold. This is what carp fishing's all about. I've actually had a lay-in today. Got greeted with that sunrise. Got some bream therapy in the night, so I'm bloody knackered. Done a load of writing yesterday, brain ache. So I think I had 3 bream in the night, so something's happened. See about 15 carp me and Jed yesterday, but no bites off them yet. And they seem to be in 3 pockets showing. This morning we've just got roach and bream rolling, so before I go today I'm going to load it up. Anyway, I'm going to have a coffee because I am monging here. See you in a bit.